Good morning. Here I am out there in the garage again. Today, I decided to check my Mitsimoto catch can, which I think I had about 6,700 miles on it when I put it on here, which I wish I would have put on from brand new to keep the intake valve from getting a lot of gunk and debris on it. And so far, I believe it works just fine. I'm probably going to have to take it apart because I've been trying to get the little bronze filter out of it, and it's where it sits. I believe I'm going to have to take the hoses off and take the top off and then get the filter. I just am a little bit goofy about maintenance, and I wanted to clean the bronze filter. It does get oil in it. I think it's a good little unit. It's easy to deal with. It really is. The can is right underneath, and I put a petcock on it, and I decided I didn't need it. And besides, it's like 2 or 3 ounces of, today maybe less than 2, of oil and oil vapors. Now, one guy told me that he poured that oil back into his engine. That's something I would not do. That is blow by. It could have water in it, and it does seem like just regular engine oil. I've not found any water in mine, but I live in southern Tennessee, and it's pretty warm around here, and I live just far enough that I've always get my engine warm. Now, I did see a Ford deal where the guy, pulled the cap in the northern climate, the oil cap, and it had that gunk. And I had that on my Dodge pickup, which I still have, and it runs just fine. And what that is condensation gets up in the cap, and you have blow-by, and that's what your PCV valve and the PCV line and the PCV hoses, which is that connected to a catch can. And then it goes back into your intake, and then for emission purposes burns it off. So since I've lived here in Tennessee, I've never seen that in my truck again. But when I first seen it, I was a little bit disturbed by it. But it, what it is just the, water is going to, vapor or steam is going to rise. So it got caught in the bottom of the cap. And anyway, that's here or there. But if you have too much of it, it could be an issue. Or if it's a little, if you pull your dipstick and you see a milky substance, and then you have a problem. But so far my old truck's never had that problem. Anyway, so I cleared that out today, poured it out, not very much in it. I've really enjoyed having this Ford Performance tune on the car. It has livened it up a little. I would like to put a exhaust system on here, and I was looking at my downpipe, which is down there. I don't know if we can really see that, but anyway, you can see the oxygen sensor. To me, it looks relatively huge, so that might help quite a bit. Yes, that did. So, and the cat looks really big too, so it should flow fairly well. This still has its little sticker on it. So anyway, I think I am just going to go with the cat back, and that way I won't be messing with that part of my engine. I do believe that the downpipes are going to flow better because they're a high flow cat. I can't understand how much different they could be, but I believe that they are. I just had to make a pretty good run the other day. My sister's in the hospital, and I live about an hour and a half from Chattanooga and an hour and a half from Nashville. So I had another sister who lives in the state of Washington visiting and flying out of Nashville, so I had to run down to Chattanooga and pick her up and run up to Nashville. So it was a nice, fun 5 or 6 hour drive for me on Saturday, which so well, maybe I'll check my catch can because it's been a while. I raced this car twice on the track in Beach Bend Park, and that was Bowling Green, Kentucky. Drove right by the Corvette Museum. That was pretty interesting. I did very poorly. My first run, I hit 87 miles an hour when I crossed the I didn't, I'm driving down the track, and it seemed like it wasn't that far down there, but when you're driving on it, it's further than you think. And so I ran it one more time. Nobody went with me, so nobody even really that knows me watched me do that. So the second run, and my times were both in the 14s, believe it or not, that much different. I hit 97 because I backed off the gas right on the first run, right before the, before the timer, and I hit 97. So, both times I'm hitting close to 100 miles an hour. I do believe I can improve on that, not a lot, but, I'm 61 years old, and I've never done anything like this before. Everybody that has a little EcoBoost Mustang, oh, they're so great. And then they go out and get a GT. Well, I drove 5 hours on Saturday. I bought this car to drive around. As far as the GT goes, I know I would love to have one. Watch me get one, but I'm not going to get one because I really cannot afford it, at this time. I feel very fortunate to have this car. I usually buy something and keep it a long time, and there's just no reason to get rid of it. None whatsoever. Um, I'm sure that's what all these guys that have an EcoBoost say. But um, that's why I decided to go ahead and put the Ford Performance Tune on it, and I think I want to get a cat back. And I want to stick with Ford Performance. I know it's a little more expensive, but I believe that I'm just kind of that way. When you get older, you'll understand what I mean. There are some very good, nice other catback systems for, up to $500 less. Even I've seen them for like $600, so less than half price. So I've been really debating, when I guess pull the trigger on it, that it's what's going to be. So anyway, I was just out in the garage putzing around, and you know how it is. Somebody said they had a little help. Had all these guys, they're always watching me. And, I got the little witch working under the car. So, when she gets done, I'll know. So, everybody have a good day. See ya.